Hey now, we are at Tony Oliva. And Tony Oliva, interesting case. I mean, great player. I mean, he retired after I started watching baseball. But again, when I started collecting baseball Hall of Fame autographs of potential Hall of Famers, he was always up there. I mean, rookie year, as everybody knows, 8-time All-Star. And you could argue those 8 years all around, there may have been no player at the in the game. Better players, but he's one of the best hitters in the game. I mean, this was the second era of like the live pitching where it was so good with Gibson and McLean and all of that. And during those years, he was outstanding from 1964 to 1971. I think he won like 3 batting titles in a row, led the league in hits 5 times. I'm all around great player. So not throw. I'm looking at his stats right now, but 3 times. And he retired. I mean, his batting average was so good. He had his last 5 years were just unremarkable. He was really plagued by knee injuries, but he still finished with a 304 average. Never made the Hall of Fame through voting. And he was constantly one of those that was on the Veterans Committee to be like, he's going to make it. He's going to make it. Let's get him in there. And he and Dick Allen each fell 1 vote short, I remember. And like when you fall 1 vote short, you don't always make it in, but many times you do make it in. And fortunately, like Alan Trammell, like locally to Detroit, Tony Oliva from Minnesota, he did get in. Fortunately, while he was still alive, and he is still alive. He's 87 years old, still living in the Minnesota community. So good for Tony Oliva. I'm glad he's in a worthy Veterans Committee pick for sure. And I mean, not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but definitely worthy Veterans Committee. I mean, I think if he would have retired 2 or 3 years sooner, he may got in through the Baseball Writers Association. I think a little bit of Ralph Kiner, you know what I'm saying? When Kiner's back went out, Oliva's knees went out. But anyways, he's in. Fairly easy autograph, not hard at all. He signs through the mail for $20, I hear still. I'll put his address down below, but he's in. So let's take a look at the autograph analysis of Mr. Tony Oliva. So let me share my screen here as I always do. We're going to go first to the PSA database. And again, this is a typical Tony Oliva. I mean, it's a 2-stroke Tony. You can see right here, it's a beautiful, nice flowing signature. And even at 87 years old, we'll take an autograph. We'll take a look at a minute of his autograph. But you can see right here, the Tony. Again, it's a nice, pretty level plane. The Oliva usually circles and comes down. Lately, it's been coming down a little bit more. The Y is leading. I mean, we'll look at other ones more recent where it leads a little more to the left. But again, the Oliva, the A usually ends like an O. It reminds me a little bit of Vladimir Guerrero's signature autograph with the O at the end right there. So it usually looks like an O and not an A. But again, you should pretty much be seeing every single letter of his autograph. And again, the only 2 breaks are after the T and after the O. I haven't looked at the PSA autograph database yet. Again, right here, this one's a little more, let's say, rushing in my opinion. You see how, again, it flows really nice. You have all the letters right here. See how the Y jets out a little more to the left. That's what I was talking about before. The O circles around, comes down. The A right here is a little less pronounced than I like to see, but it's still a good autograph. I mean, I don't really know that one's not coming out. That's not coming out. The rest of these are not coming out. So let's see if I refresh it, if it will do that. But while we're waiting for that, yes, I'm a human being. So this is not that one. We're going to get to this one. This right here, this is a recent success from Tony Oliva at 87 years old. And you can see right here, I mean, he's still got a nice signature. I mean, this is a TTM success right here. The T still flows really nicely. Still a nice plane. You see a break between the T and between the O right here, as well as, let me see if I can say this. It's not working. So yeah, I'm jumping all over the place. My apologies here. Usually I don't have a problem down here. Let's go back to here. So again, even you see that O right here, like Guerrero, he even dotted the I right here, which is a little odd. You don't always see that. But again, it looks good right here. And let's see. Okay. Here are older autographs of Tony Oliva back to the PSA database. And again, if you're getting a Tony Oliva autograph, you can still see this probably looks like, again, 1974. But again, the T looks the same. I mean, the Y, looks like a slower drawn out. He's obviously learned how to rush the signature. But again, the O, you can see just circles and loops down like this. Still a flat plane. The O looks a little more like an A right here, swooping out. But you could see the making of his current autograph by looking at this. Oh, this is not even looking good. So I'm going to get out of this. I want to go to Outer Safe a little bit because interesting things right here. This is a unique Tony Oliva autograph in the sense that it's atypical. It's still real, but again, it looks atypical because the T usually flows down in one loop. This is like a capital T. You can tell this is a really rushed signature. I saw the T is unusual, but it's still good. One thing that surprised me about Outer Safe, I want to go to real quickly. Not there, right here. They called this autograph bad, and I really admire Outer Safe. I think they do a great job. They called this one out. I mean, the O is a little atypical that it comes all the way down, and it's a little. See, it's not on a flat plane right here, but I still feel it's good. I still feel it's good. I don't know who's taking it. Was 1973? I don't know who's faking a 1973 Tony Oliva autograph. I think he was just having a bad day here. I see it looks, see, that's not a flat plane right here. You see how the end drops down. I think this is what they were thinking, and the Y is not jetting out, but just, I mean, I can see why they called it out. You see how it's not like on a flat plane, but it has, to me, more pros than cons, but they call this out. So obviously there are fake Tony Oliva autographs out there, apparently. God, this is, I still think, I feel it's more good than bad, but that's just me. Anyways, Tony Oliva lives in the metropolitan Minneapolis area. He did Twins Fest in January. He signed with Rockaroo for $200 total. I think that's a bargain, personally. So I don't know if anyone went and got him. He's like I said, he's 87 years old. He's not really traveling too much. So I don't see him doing too many shows, but he still does a show from here and there. I'm sure he'll do sign-ins and stuff like that. But that's enough of Tony Oliva. Like I said, I'll put his address below if you want to mail a card to include $20 donation. We're next at Big Papi. So interesting, Big Papi. Okay. Anyways, David Ortiz, we'll do it next. As always, keep collecting.